and welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome in. So we are going to make my, this has been a vision of mine since I got the vinyl last year at TumblerCon with Wendy from 311 Co. I have had this vision in my head and I am finally making it come true. So I'm so excited. So first of all, I went outside and I just spray painted it with like a, I think it was called Berry Pink from Rust-Oleum. So at first I was thinking that I was going to do like, oh, I was going to do some of this Babe from Peachy with Glitters. And then as I was just putting it on there, I was like, you know, I think this is going to be the best just to dump this on here. Because we're going to do a peekaboo with this vinyl. And I don't know. I was just like, let's just do it. Let's just pour this whole thing on there. So it was a little bit more chunky than I would have liked because I did it on the bottom. Because right here, I just stick the whole thing in the bottom. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But oh, well, it's perfectly fine. It comes out beautiful. But it's just one of those moments that I was like, I just don't have time for this. Let me just pour this whole thing on here. But this is actually Fire Starter. I will make sure that I get the name exactly right. But it actually is classified as a red, but it was so pink when I put it up, when it was up against the reds, that I actually thought that it would be a really beautiful color to add to this Babe, because the Babe was like this bright, you know, hot fuchsia pink or whatever. And so I actually was like, you know, I think this would actually kind of make it a little bit darker, because I was looking for this almost exact pink. So I really love the way that the color came out. And don't do that, by the way. Use a glove. I had to clean my hands for like 3 days. But anyways, use a glove to wipe the epoxy and glitter all underneath the rim of the tumbler. So I actually sealed this up with Crystal glitter glue, and then I did a coat of epoxy. And this is after I did a little bit of sanding, and I'm putting on another coat of epoxy. I did not film that first part, only because this is just a little bit longer tutorial. And here we go into Cricut Design Space. So I'm taking this Texas ho ho ho, you know, Christmas thing, and I'm making it into a basic cut. So right at the top there, I changed it from the print to a basic cut. The reason that I'm using this one is because it was the best Texas one that I could find. I was trying to find some of the other Texas shapes that I had in there, but they were all, I don't know, they were just not, but I was like, you know what, this one is like perfect. It was a little bit more rounded and not so jagged, and I just needed that for the peekaboo. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to use this, and I'll just use it as a teachable moment, and we'll take this in and change it from print to cut to basic cut. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking a square and I'm making it into, I was just doing it like 12 by 12 because that's what the size of the vinyl sheet is. But I actually stopped there and I went and found out what the size of the tumbler was. But I actually measured a 20 ounce instead of a 30 ounce. So this is the wrong dimensions, but I will show you. I will measure the tumbler later when I get done with this, so that you can see what those dimensions were when I finally actually really did the cut. So I'm putting the Texas shapes on this square as the, like, this is the size of the tumbler. This is what it's going to be like when I move the whole thing, when I wrap the vinyl around the tumbler. So I want these to be a peekaboo, right? So I'm taking these Texas and I'm just placing them, I'm just duplicating it, and I'm placing them in the spots. I kind of made them about 2 inches, I guess. You can make them as big or as little as whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to show you here as I'm placing these on here. I actually was kind of testing it too, like, okay, is 2 inches going to be appropriate amount of size for this particular, you know, kind of arrangement of the peekaboo and all of that. So anyways, I figured that the 2 inches was appropriate, unless you just wanted to put many more on there, or if you wanted to make them bigger or whatnot. So now I'm going to show you how I align these up. So I'm going up here, I'm highlighting, I take the one Texas shape and the other Texas shape using the shift on my keyboard, and I go up to align, and I'm aligning them to be centered vertically so that they are going across vertically, and they are appropriate as far as the how they're lined up. I don't know why I can't think of the words, but anyway, so then I took the ones that were don't do that. So when I took the ones that are going now, and I lined them up and down, right? So I centered them horizontally, just making sure when I get done. So I'm just making sure that everybody's in line and that we have a symmetrical little wrap here for this peekaboo. And I just made sure this last time for the top, I just made sure that when I centered them, you know, horizontally and vertically, that it didn't mess anything up, is basically what I was doing. But I was pretty sure, but you know, it's just one of those, like, just check, just to make sure. So anyways, this is something that I did for the actual one that when I made it. So I'm going to show you, I attach this, I attach them so that they will cut in the same spots. Because if I just line them up like that and I leave them alone and I bring them over to the Make It, all the little Texas will be in like a line, and they'll just be in one little bunch. And I don't want that. I want them to stay in the spots that I put them in, right? So this is where I was showing you that this is one way to do it. The other way, I took the big square and I sliced these out, and then I moved it on there. But I think you could do it either way as long as you have the dimensions correct. But I was showing you that you can kind of move this around and place it where you think each one of the little the Texas cutouts will be appropriate, because it's a 12 by 12 piece of vinyl, so you can kind of move it around and get that appropriate space. But I actually decided to use the square that I measured the tumbler with, and I sliced those Texas out of there and used that square to use as a wrap for my tumbler, and that to me was a lot better than doing it this way. But either way, you're going to get the same result. But so this is what I did, and I did it actually after I glittered and epoxied and was ready to do the wrap, because this is when you want to make sure that you're measuring it, because you want to make sure that you are taking into account that extra little tiny bit of you know, millimeters or centimeters or whatever of the tumbler. Whenever it is a plain blank tumbler, it's going to be a little bit thicker once you put the epoxy and the glitter on there. So take that into consideration. So like I said, I took the square from the Cricut Design Space and I sliced those Texas out, and this is how I made this particular wrap here. So I would say that would probably be the better way to do it. But either way, like I said, either way, it's going to work. So I'm going to take my Cami Page Boutique, the cradle that holds the tumbler, and I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to make a line that is going to keep me straight for this vinyl wrap here. So what I'm going to do is take this transfer tape, and I am going to place it over this. Now, I did not, somehow, some way, I just got it all kinds of crinkled up. So I would advise you to really take your time and don't just hastily go put this on there, because somehow I got it kind of crinkled up, and it caused me some issues in the problem. I mean, it caused me some issues in the application, but it kind of led to a happy little accident kind of thing where I used some foil to fix it, which you'll see. But I really wanted it to just be this design, but whatever, we had to do what we had to do. So, and make sure that you are placing them on right side up if you do decide to do this, or for your state or whatever. Because I was like, wait, I was going to put it on this way, and then I went, oh, no, make sure. So here I am just putting the vinyl on the tumbler. I'm trying to line it up with that line, and I'm trying to pull it all the way to the other side to see if it's going to line up. And so then here I am just kind of pulling it a little bit, knowing that if, you know, it needs to go down just a little bit more so that it can line up and we don't have too many issues. But we end up having an issue because it was all crinkled up. Anyways, so I'm using my big squeegee from the Bowen that I got from my friend Rachel, and it's the best for the wraps. But if you have it all crinkled up in the beginning with your transfer tape, then it doesn't really matter whether you have one of these or not. So that's why you want to make sure that your transfer tape is being put on the right way. So I am trying here to fix the problem to no avail, really. I was thinking that maybe I could peel this up and try to peel, but it had already kind of crinkled and it was just not. But I was trying. I was giving it a shot, you know. But this is why I keep things like this in here, because I just want to show y'all that there's absolutely not one time that there's not a mistake or something doesn't happen that you know, you just kind of have to go with it. And so this is what I was saying, that I was lining it up so perfectly, but then because it had that crinkle in it, it got all kinds of out of whack as far as the lining up of the design, you know, it being on the top and the bottom lined up the way it was. So it ended up going askew. So but anyways, I'm gonna take my pin here and I'm going to I'm sorry, I'm gonna take out the Texas cuts that we made. This is actually one of my favorite ways to do a peekaboo. I'm not a big fan just because I'm just not very successful. Maybe I haven't made enough, I don't know, but I really like to use the cutouts in the vinyl. I've done this several times with the St. Patrick's Day tumblers and things like that. But when I saw this vinyl, I saw the decal, and when I saw this and the decal, I immediately knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I've been holding on to this for, you know, 6 months or more, and I finally was like, I'm gonna make this whether it kills me or not. I'm gonna do it. So this is where I was taking the little Texas off because I couldn't bear to just throw them away. I don't know why, but probably will never use them, but it's just one of those things. It's just like, they were just so perfect little Texas, you know. So anyways, I went around and took off all of those little Texas cuts out of there and placed them back on the sheet. I was very careful with them, trying to make sure that I didn't pull them too much or scratch them with the pin or rip them when I was pulling them. So they are in pretty good condition, but I don't know if I will do anything with them, but I have them just in case, you know. So this is where I had to go in and do a little bit of surgery. I had to fix the edges and fix some bubbles and fix some of the crinkles. I had to kind of slice them and just really edit this wrap, because thank God it was such a distressed and multifaceted kind of look, because you really couldn't tell, but you could tell. I mean, like right here, I don't think you can really kind of tell it, but when you're holding it up close and everything, you really could see you know, all the crinkling and the, you know, the mess. But anyways, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it look cute, and I think it was actually just meant to be anyway in the end, because I love it. So I am slicing this, trying to make it as you know, even on the top and the bottom as possible. So I end up cutting off the top and I cut off the bottom here, and I just used my really sharp razor. See, I'm trying to fix things, that some bubbles and different things like that, while I'm, you know, turning this. And I, you know, I was really trying to keep a straight line, because you see how it goes from big to small, because it was askew when we wrapped it the first time. So this is the decal. So I saw this vinyl, this decal, and I knew immediately, I was like, I want to do a cutout of the Texas state and do the bright pink glitter. I was like, it just all made sense. So this is me just kind of figuring out where I would want to put the decal. No big deal. I just kind of was, but here is where I did a coat of epoxy on top of the vinyl, and now I am going in to fix the problem, fix what we did, what those little errors, right? So I'm taking my Artistic Painting Studio glue here, and I'm going to just, it was very stuck on there, so I was really trying to open it. Anyways, I got the glue, and I just did it kind of wherever there was those little bits of crinkle or just messed up look or whatever, and then I just kind of did it wherever I thought it just needed to kind of be, as far as the look, or just to kind of keep a flow for that foil. So I just basically brushed it on with just a little small brush, because I really wasn't trying to go for a lot of coverage. I just wanted a little bit of something to kind of cover up those mistakes that we had, and I didn't want to cover up my Texas, so I was really trying to strategically place this glue on there to kind of keep the design true to what I had in mind in the first place. And I did let that dry for probably 30 or 40 minutes or so. And then I just took this holographic leopard print and placed it on there. I did take my little wooden stick that I got from Southern Belle glitter. Is that what it's called? Anyways. So then I put that, I just placed it on there because I knew there was kind of glue everywhere, so I was just trying to feel where the glue was and where the little spots were that I was trying to cover up. And I wasn't too worried about it being uniformed or anything like that. I just wanted a little bit of something to kind of like camouflage those little bits of mistakes. And once we did this, you couldn't tell anything was wrong whatsoever, and it is so pretty and so cute. But I really love this holographic leopard vinyl. I really have been dying to do something with it, but I really wanted to make it a full-on feature of a tumbler. But anyways, it got a little bit of a show here, so that was good. Just continuing to make sure that I didn't have any exposed glue, because I don't want any. If there's any exposed glue, it's going to repel that epoxy. So I just took that remaining sheet and just kind of made sure that we were covering all of that up and using this foil to the full extent. So now we're going to see it a little bit more, all in all, kind of in its beauty here. The color of that pink with those roses, I'm a Texas girl, right? Born and raised, and I'm, all for the yellow rose of Texas. But we could like, this could be an alternate maybe of this pink. I just love it. Anyways, this vinyl is so cute and so awesome, and you can totally get it at 311 Co. I have Paxton 10 for the win there on the discount. And then you can also get this decal, and you can also get these bleach spots there. So she has added these bleach spots to her website, and they are just such a great little fun thing to have on hand whenever you need to do something. If this had been a white back, but it was just printed on there, so I needed something to kind of make sure that it popped up a little bit. So I used this bleach spot here to put this on top of. So I just took that Texas leopard decal there, and I put that on top of that bleach spot, made sure that I smoothed it out, popped any bubbles or anything like that. You could do it you could do it both ways. You could put that bleach spot on the tumbler and then do this, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted to put that together and then just do one little application on the tumbler. So I'm just making sure that it is centered from the back side. Now I want to make sure that it is straight. You know, it is a little bit of distressed look and everything, but I just wanted to make sure that Texas looked like it was going on straight. So it took me a minute because there was, I don't know why, but it was just I don't know if it was just the look of the tumbler or what, but it was going on a little bit crooked. So anyways, I took my time. That's what I always tell y'all. Take your time and do it right the first time. Then you don't have to mess up and do it all over again. And the good thing about these decals here are they're ready to go. You don't have to seal them or do anything like that. So they're not like a... they're ready to go. So right after that, I burnished it, made sure it was down really good, and then we went into our final coats of epoxy. I did do a lot of sanding on the top there because I wanted to make sure, because at this point I had not done any sanding on the top, and now we have a pretty thick top, so I really spent my time sanding that top because you just want to make sure that you're getting that exposed stainless steel, so when you put those final coats on there that you are getting, you know, that seal on that stainless steel instead of the regular the top of the tumbler. And there she is, so pretty. I love it. I love the pink. I mean, the pink is to die for. The leopard print, the roses, the Texas. I mean, it's just, all in all, it's just, you can't not be proud to be a Texan kind of thing in this, with this tumbler. And that pink is stunning. I love that it matched so well with those roses. And anyways, like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.